basement of grays, and we're going to visit our first vintage watch dealer down here in the basement, and that is, as you can see and from the sign, that's Wrist and Watch Company, and we're going to go in and visit with both Dee and Rumi and see what they've got. What's our next watch on our agenda?
Next watch, I'll move on to another Submariner from a similar time period. This is from 1972.
72,
Yeah,
okay.
this is a Rolex 1680, so it's similar to the one I just showed you, but it's got a date function on it as well.
Yes.
I'll pull the watch out for you. This one is exceptionally rare because it's known as a RED Submariner.
I'm sorry, which RED Submariner?
A RED Submariner,
yes.
that is due to the writing on the dial, the word Submariner is in red. Extremely highly sought after, only made for very, very few years, and a really cool watch where it's just something a bit different about it, where the dial is just popped
So
out
it lasted until the mid-70s?
Absolutely, yes. So the early 70s it started, in fact late 60s maybe even, and it lasted till about the mid-70s. The collectors are going crazy for these kind of watches.
So RED Submariner. Yeah. Wow. Do we know what the production numbers are compared to today?
Oh.
Like is it like 2,000 a year versus 50,000?
I wouldn't have a number to put on that, to be honest with you.
But
I wouldn't know. But it would be very, very low.
Very
low numbers compared to to what they are now. They were sold as tool watches back then. No one really knew what kind of value they're going to be in the future, but they're extremely sought after now and very, very highly collectible.
Wow. So is this? Do we know if this is a British watch?
We don't, because again, this one doesn't have the original paperwork with it.
Okay.
It's very hard to trace which country it was sold in. It's very easy to trace the year it was manufactured, but very hard to trace where exactly it was sold in. So until kind of we don't have the original paperwork, until kind of we don't get any provenance from Rolex, it's hard to say where the original roots came from.
Right. So how would you describe the condition of this one?
So this one is in fairly good condition. It's had a polish over its lifetime, but still in very good nick. The bracelet has not much stretch on it, as you can see.
It does not.
The Rolex logo is still nice and crisp on the bracelet. Original plexiglass on there, beautiful dial and hands, all original, not been reloomed or anything. Very honest and very kind of sought after piece, I would say.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, it's looking gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Wow. So how long does a watch like this one typically stay in your shop?
So these are really, really popular models. We normally sell these out within a few weeks. Our clientele all around the world see our stock on Chrono and on eBay, on our Instagram, and because we sell at the lower end of the price point in terms of the wholesale spectrum, we do well, and we do sell out of these watches pretty quickly.
So in layman's talk, is that you prefer not to mark up your watches as much to move them on and bring in new inventory?
Absolutely.
Okay. So and what would this watch price at?
So this one we are asking only £16,000, which again is a very, very good price for a red writing Submariner. In its true condition, in its all original condition.
So would you typically see them just a lot more thrashed than that?
Yes, so typically you'll find some where the dials have been reloomed, or there's some damage on the dial, or the hands have been replaced, or the bezel has been replaced. When they're all in its original condition and its true form, they are extremely collectible and very, very hard to find.
So if one were to find one in a much lesser condition, let's call it entry level condition, what would it be, because of its red?
Yes.
What would that price at? Entry level.
You probably won't find one less than £11,000 to £12,000 regardless of the condition. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm very impressed with that watch. Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, what is our next watch?
And moving on to our final watch with a really cool Oyster Perpetual, 34mm with a really cool tropical dial. This dial would have originally been like a creamy white color. It's from the 1950s, and because of the radium of the dial, the radium they used back then, it's had a kind of a tropical reaction and kind of brought out a beautiful brown hue on the dial, perfectly patinaed. Really rare reference, a very early Oyster Perpetual with a date function. It's got a roulette date wheel actually, so it's got a red and black rotating date wheel.
Yes.
And it's got the really cool sword hands and markers on there. It might be a bit hard to capture, but it's a really, really funky and really cool kind of cappuccino type of dial on there.
Something different.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna just hold it.
Yeah,
Bring it
please.
a little closer. Yeah, I see in the hollow of the hands that you've got material, which is
Sure.
matching the same color
Absolutely.
as the background, and I know often that has faded or
Yes.
fallen out.
Yes.
It's just and the hands are hollow, but these are
Yes.
not. That the material is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if we can see the serial number. I'm just gonna have a look here if it's still.
Yep, they should all still be there visible. Obviously, they do wear down over time, but they are still. They should
It's still
be
there.
there visible.
Yeah, I do see it.
Yeah.
It is there. It's on. It's definitely there. Let's look at the. This is something different.
Indeed, indeed.
Wow, how many mil is this? 34.
It's a 34 millimeter. Yeah, so it's what they would call a men's size back then in the 50s. Automatic movement.
So it is automatic.
It's
not
an automatic. No, it's
manual
an
line.
automatic.
Wow.
Yes, it's the Oyster Perpetual, so it's an automatic.
It is an oh, okay.
Yes.
It's interesting that I'm trying to see if there's any. It does say Oyster Perpetual. It's hard to read.
It's hard to read.
It's
yes.
right above the
Superlative
6.
chronometer. Yes, you can see it there as well. Yes.
It's quite, yeah. Wow. This is. Yeah, these are. I've never had the pleasure of seeing special watches. I'm more of a what's the word meat and potatoes Rolex guy so far, but seeing these are just something special. So do you have strap ideas?
Yes,
or
so
how?
we have a lovely ostrich black Rolex strap for it with the correct stainless steel Rolex buckles to go with it as well. So it's a beautiful watch. It would come on a nice strap
Right.
and a buckle as well.
So the buckle is it original or is that replacement?
No, it will be the original Rolex buckle with a Rolex crown on it as well. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Wow. Well, that is something special. Wow. That's just gorgeous.
33 millimeter, right?
33 millimeter. Yeah. Can you just pop that inside, please, when you're ready?
Rumi, I've asked you to bring us have a look at some non-Rolex pieces that are still extremely interesting. So what have you brought to show us?
So I've got 3 of my favorites that we currently have in the counter at the moment. One is a Vacheron Constantine from the 1970s with a blue lapis lazuli dial. I have a Audemars Piguet Disco Volante, extremely popular watches at the moment, and I have a really cool JLC chronograph from the early 60s.
Oh.
Extremely rare piece again, with a lot of history as well.
Oh, they look incredible. Let's have a closer look.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.